Hey everyone, welcome to V's World, Mr. V's World actually. Please subscribe to my channel. This is a part 2 to a video I made 4 or 5 months ago entitled Tall Men versus Short Guys, or Tall Guys versus Short Guys, whatnot. And you probably should check it out if you haven't already. But let me tell you something. I had such a massive amount of responses. Most of them were very good responses. Some of them were critical, of course. But I want to do a part 2 to that particular program, a particular vlog, if you will, and talk about some other things that I found out about being tall versus being short, especially when it pertains to women and their views on that. Now, I happen to be broadcasting right now live from Buffalo, New York, and I'm amazed. After I made that video, I started kind of taking a look around myself and noticing the height of people, primarily men. There are a lot of tall guys here. I don't know what that's all about. When I say a lot, just trust me, a lot. Well into 6 feet. I'm 6'3", and I'm walking around looking at guys saying, hey, he is tall. But anyway, I digress. I started paying attention to the girls, to the women, and who they were pairing themselves up with. And I'm sorry, short guys, but at least the girls here in Buffalo, I would say a good 85% of them are into the taller guys. Why? We can go into that in a minute. But like yesterday, I was downtown. I saw a guy that was clearly 6'4", maybe 6'5", but let's just say 6'4". He was taller than me, and I'm pretty tall. His girl, from my assessment, was lucky to be hovering at 5'5". Now, how does a girl that short get a guy that tall? She was not necessarily uber attractive either. She wasn't ugly, but she was nothing that you're going to look twice at. Sorry. If you're watching this video, sorry. The guy, he was handsome. He definitely, the type of guy that probably had a few choices available to him. And I would say their age bracket was somewhere around 26 or 27. But they're strolling down the street, you know, I noticed a height difference. So that put me on a mission. For the rest of the day, I would pay attention to people walking by, doing whatever they're doing, and if they happen to be a couple, I wanted to see how much height was involved between the girl and the guy. I would say 90% easily. The guy was substantially taller than the girl. I think yesterday I saw one guy, good-looking guy, and his girl was very attractive. She was very attractive. They were almost the same height. He probably had her by about an inch or so. And I would put them in 5'7" range, 5'8". But the only thing I could say about that particular couple, they seemed very well suited, physically especially. They just seemed to work out, and they were very attractive people together. I don't know if that played so much a role, but that's something that I did notice. Also, I was at TGI Fridays last week. I dropped in for a couple margaritas downtown, and I saw a group of, it was 3 guys, and 2 of them had business suits on, one was more casually dressed. I immediately, for whatever the reason, my eye went to the tallest person there, who seemingly was the ringleader, because that's just, he gave that persona. He was very chiseled face. Aesthetically, he was nice to look at. Brown-haired guy, Caucasian guy. And I immediately was on the other side of the bar, and I looked over and I was saying, that guy's tall. I wonder if he's taller than me. You know that thing that women do where they look at an attractive girl and they go, well, what does she have that I don't have? I'll be honest with you, I kind of felt like that. That's the first time I ever really noticed that, but I did feel like that. So I get off my bar, stool, and I start walking towards the door. I paid my check and I'm leaving, and he's standing right there, and I did one of these numbers. Yeah, he's not that much taller than me. But I just noticed that his vibe, his aura, and how the people that were around him, the 2 people, they seemingly worked together, how they let him do all the talking. They let him like control or manage the situation, which again tells me subliminally or even cognitively that height plays a huge role in the perception that people have on a person who is tall. A person who's tall is perceived to have some type of empowerment. They're by default delegated or relegated to being the leader of that group. You know, CEOs, quite a bit of them are tall. Not all of them, but quite a bit of them are, as I mentioned that in my last video. Now, if this sounds like well, I'm tall and I'm, proud. Well, yes, I'm tall and I'm proud, but short guys, shorter people with shorter stature, you have opportunities as well. And I think the first thing I'd like to express to you is it's all in your persona and how you carry yourself. There was a gentleman, I don't remember his name, but if you go to my last video on the subject, you can probably see it. He probably wrote something there last week. He said he's like 5'7" or 5'8". He gets women all day long. To use his words, he gets pussy all day long. Those are his words. I don't use profanity like that. I think it's vulgar. But he said he has no problems. And he says it's all about the confidence within. That's why he gets over. And he's a bodybuilder, so I'm sure that helps his confidence. And more power to him. If you're watching, I'm sorry I forgot your screen name. More power to you. But he had some interesting points. So I'm going to stop this video now. I want you guys to go back to the old video and read through the comments. And then come back here and tell me what you think. So, short guys, I want to address some things to you on another video. Okay, it won't be in this one. This is more a revelation of mine, an observation that I've had over the last week about the Hieghtisim that is happening here in America. What do you think? Be kind, don't be harsh.